Hello, my name is Ramona Glisson, and I am a candidate in the EDLD program at Lamar University. When reviewing the options for the participating video, I chose to use option number 1, looking closer at a campus vision. I then decided to interview 3 individuals that work at LaGrange ISD. LaGrange ISD is located on Highway 71, southwest of Austin in Fayette County. LaGrange ISD has a total of 2,004 students in grades pre-K through 12th grade. The student ethnic makeup is the following: 38.3% African American, 9.4% Hispanic, 48.9% white, 0.2% American Indian, 0.7% Asian, and 2.5% 2 or more races. When looking at the social economic breakdown of the district, 51.1% of the students are economically disadvantaged, 48.9% non-economically disadvantaged, 13.5% English language learners, or ELLs, and 1.5% students with disciplinary placement, and 43.7% are at risk. When looking at the staff at LGISD, there is a total of 140 teachers in pre-K through 12th grade. The breakdown by ethnicity is 1.4% African American, 7.1% Hispanic, 91.5% white, 80.8% are female, and 19.2% are males. When looking at the years of experience of the teachers, 9.7% are beginning teachers, 16.3% have 1 to 5 years experience, 22% have 6 to 10 years experience, and 29.2% have 11 to 20 years experience, and 22.8% have over 20 years of experience. This activity said to interview 1 administrator that I admire and at least 2 teachers about their campus vision statement. In this interview process, I will then ask them questions about developing a vision statement. This will include the areas of implementation, stewardship, and articulation. When looking at the different options for this interview, the reason that I chose this option is because I wanted to understand how a vision statement can be used to drive all aspects of your campus. I wanted to see the different vision statements that the campuses have and how they use this statement. I wanted to see what a vision statement means to all areas of the school, so I took the time and consideration into who I was going to ask to go through this interview process with me. For this interview, I asked Regina Walker, an assistant principal at the middle school. The reason I asked Mrs. Walker is because I knew that she is new to her campus and that her and her principal had just gone through the vision statement process and would be able to express the process of how to create the statement, with all the staff being a part of being able to take part in it. Then I asked David Glisson. Mr. Glisson is a 6th grade math teacher. He would be able to explain how the vision statement affects the classroom and the actual students. Last, I asked Shane Walker, who is an at-risk coordinator for the DAEP campus and also a coach. Mr. Walker will be able to show how the vision statement can be incorporated into programs that work with our severe at-risk students and within our athletic program. The interview is set up for January 13th, 2018, and there were no materials needed to conduct this interview. Thank you. Hello, my name is Ramona Glisson, and today I will be interviewing Regina Walker, Shane Walker, and David Glisson, and we will be discussing their campus vision. First, I have Regina Walker. She is the assistant principal. She's been in education for 12 years. Thank you, Regina.
Welcome.
Are you aware of your campus vision statement?
I am.
Does your campus have a written vision statement?
We do. It is inspiring all students to be committed to excellence.
And when were you first introduced to this campus vision?
Actually, we created the campus vision. Myself and our principal all came in new this past year, and we sat down over the summer and found a way to work together to create that.
So you were actually involved in the development of the vision statement on your campus?
Yes, I was, as well as all of our teachers. What we did was we sent out a Google document to all of them, asking them different questions, and in that was for each of them to send us 3 words that they felt needed to be a part of our campus vision. And then we came in to the conference room and put them all on the board, and any words that multiple teachers sent to us, we tallied them and came together to see what were the most common words that our teachers saw as part of our vision statement. And in doing so, we were able to create the sentence of inspiring all students to be committed to excellence.
Why do you feel that you needed to have such a wide range of people to create this vision statement?
Because everybody has to buy in, and the best way to have buy-in is that it is a collaborative movement. It's very easy to roll out a vision statement and tell people this is what you're gonna have to push for our students in our community and our parents to believe in, but if our teachers really truly don't believe in it, then it's not going to be as effective as if they are a part of creating that.
Do you think that the development of a campus vision is a shared responsibility? And if so, who shares that responsibility?
Absolutely, again, the entire district, campus, shares that responsibility. It's not just the administrators, it's the administrators, the teachers, ultimately even the students inspire the vision statement, because you take what either is lacking or what you have already, and you figure out a way of what you need for the students to focus on and the community to focus on, so that they get the absolute best out of the campus.
Having read your vision statement, what does it mean?
To me, it really just means setting the expectations, making it very clear what we want from our students, from our teachers, from everyone. We want our teachers to inspire our students, and we don't just want to inspire them to come to school or to do those things, but to be excellent in everything they do. And if you strive to be excellent, then you're going to achieve that in some form or fashion, no matter what you're doing. And so we want our students to understand that although excellence is different for every person, whatever that person's excellence is, can be achieved.
Do you know where a student, faculty member, or a parent could get a copy of the written vision statement?
We have it really all over our campus. In fact, we had a poster made for when they first walk in. It's the front of our school is a small little room, and there's a big leopard. It's just the eyes, and because it's our vision statement, that's what we went with. But it's just the eyes of the leopard, and underneath it, it says our vision statement. So it's the first thing anybody sees when they walk in, and the last thing anybody sees when they leave.
How does the campus use innovative thinking as a learning experience to promote the campus vision?
I would say the biggest way that we use it is in our PBIS matrix, which is LMS Pride. The L stands for leadership. The M is for mindful of words and actions, and the S is for scholarly. So we really just promote that everywhere in our matrix, which is also posted around our campus, that the students know that excellence is something we expect in all 3 of those areas and whatever they're doing. We also use it in a sense of, I'm the assistant principal, so when the kids come in because they're in trouble, or if we're talking about grades and things like that, it's something that we talk about all the time. They hear it from us, they hear it from the teachers, they hear it from hopefully their parents, if they buy into it as well. So it's just constantly there that the expectation on this campus is for them to be pushing themselves to be as excellent as possible.
When you created the vision statement, was that a part of creating the PBIS, or did it just happen that way?
It kind of went hand in hand. We have a PBIS committee. We sent out, again, the Google Doc on the words, so that part was created first, the vision statement. And then we took the vision statement, and then with the PBIS committee, we saw what the vision statement was, what we were looking for, and then we created the matrix to go hand in hand with that. So the matrix, we wanted it to encompass all areas of a student's daily life. So again, you have your leadership. So It's the different areas, the classroom, the hallways, and I'm drawing a blank on the third area that we focus on. And then the students, and then we filled in the boxes accordingly, like what you would want to see. What would you want to see as a leader in, oh, the third one was a classroom, excuse me. So what would a leader look like in the classroom? A leader is going to be someone who strives for excellence. They're going to be someone who turns in their work, who does what they're supposed to. Doesn't mean they have to make hundreds all the time. That's not necessarily a leader. It's the fact that when something's hard, they don't give up on it and they keep going. Same thing with being mindful of your words and actions when you're in those different areas, and then again with being scholarly.
Specifically considering your school and community, do you feel that the vision statement sufficiently addresses the challenges that your campus faces? And if so, how?
I do. We had the luxury of being new when we came in this year, and really with Sarah and myself, and Sarah Otto is our principal, coming in together, we were able to sit down. We talked to the teachers individually, talked to them together, and found out that the biggest struggle that and the most frustrating thing that our teachers were dealing with in the past was that our students just thought it was okay not to turn in work. Things were gonna be okay, they would be passed on in the next grade and it was no problem. And so that really has been something that has motivated our vision, our PBIS matrix, everything, to be that the students understand that not doing it is not okay and it's not an option. Again, we don't expect them to be perfect at it, but we expect them to strive for that excellence. So for example, we have students who are past students, which are students who aren't necessarily passing every 6 weeks, or they're struggling, or maybe they have some other issues that we focus on. And we've created a committee, and those committee members have those students, and as the kids call it, we hunt them down when they don't do it. So for example, I had a student who didn't, he only did the front side of his worksheet. He received a 30 on the grade, and I went and found him because that's unacceptable, and I told him, you can do it for free or you can do it for something. It's already been graded, so now you're doing it for free. He went in, he did his work on the backside, turned it back in. The teacher went over it, looked at it, did all of that, he just got no points for it. And that same student now goes in to that class specifically every morning for tutoring. The teacher told me the other day, she said, I don't know what you told him or what you've been doing, but he's always in here. So, you know, even if it's just one kid that we get to understand that you have to try to be excellent, then the vision statement is working.
Very good. How can you assist your campus with the stewardship of our vision, getting it into the minds and hearts of the entire school and community?
Again, just constantly talking about it, reminding the students. When I have a student who comes in my office because they're not doing something they're supposed to, we talk about it. We talk about what are your expectations here. They have to tell me back. It's not always just me being the one doing the talking, or our principal, or even just the teachers, but making the kids communicate that back to us, because then they know that that's how it's gonna be, and just standing firm with that, because ultimately, this is where we want them to be. We want them to strive for excellence in anything they do when they go out into the real world or when they move on to high school. And we want them to be successful with that.
Are there resources available that could assist with the stewardship of your vision, getting the vision into the minds and hearts of the school and the community?
You know, resources always, people, I think the first thing they think of is lots of money. Like, what are you gonna do with all this money? But it's the simple things on the bottom of your email, having it, so when you email a parent about whether a kid is doing good or bad, and having that communication, they see it at the bottom. That's what we're striving for. Putting it on your letterhead. Again, just the simple fact of talking about it when you go out into the community, talking about it when a parent comes in for a parent-teacher conference, and you know that ultimately all we want is for our kids to try and try to do the absolute best that they can do and whatever their best is, and just making sure that in any opportunity you can take to get the vision statement out there and get people to buy in, just taking that opportunity. It doesn't always have to be about money.
It seems like your school or your campus is making sure that that vision statement is very visual, that it's what drives your school. How did you and your principal, how did y'all come up with that idea of making sure that that's the glue that held your school together? Where did you get that idea?
Well, for me personally, having been a coach, every season we had a theme. And to me, the vision statement is not any different than that. When my team had their theme, in everything we did, that theme came about. So just knowing and focusing on something that can be inspiring and that's very clear can push any kid or any person kind of to the next level. And so for me, just having that out there, being very clear and communicated in many different ways, I've had success on the court with it. And so that's just kind of how I view the vision statement. It's our theme for this year, if not for the future, because for me, this is something that needs to be around forever.
All right. Well, thank you very much for helping me today. I enjoyed our talk.
You're welcome.
Hello, this is David Glisson. He is a 6th grade math teacher and has been in education for 5 years. Thank you for coming today.
Thanks for having me.
Are you aware of your campus vision statement?
Yes, I am.
Does your campus have a written vision statement?
Yes, we do. It's inspiring all students to be committed to excellence.
Okay. And when were you first introduced to this vision statement?
Well, this year we had new administration join our campus, and together we created the vision.
Okay. And so you were involved in the development of the vision statement. Can you tell me how you did that?
Well, our admin sent us out a Google document, and in that they asked us to share 3 words that we thought would be part of that statement. And the 3 words I gave them were to inspire, motivate, and excellence. And with those, they took it from all the teachers that they sent the document to, and we kind of hashed it out from there.
Okay. Who do you feel should be involved in reviewing and developing a written campus vision statement?
I would say campus leadership, those in there, the admin team, those are the ones I would usually say are more responsible for the coming up and the putting out of the vision statements.
Okay. Do you think that the development of a campus vision is a shared responsibility? And if so, who shares that responsibility?
I think we all share the responsibility. I do think that, everyone needs to have that buy-in. I mean, all the teachers need to have a buy-in to the vision statement, just like we expect our students to have a buy-in of what we ask them to do in our classroom. The teachers need to have a buy-in to the same thing.
Okay. Having read the vision statement, what does it mean to you?
Well, it just means that we have a lot of expectations for our kids. We want our kids to be held to a higher expectation, so that if they're not doing something, we can encourage them and show them that we want them to do more.
Okay. Do you know where a student, a faculty member, or a parent could get a copy of the vision statement?
Sure, they will see it all the time. When they walk into the building, they see the vision statement. I know a lot of our assistant principals have it on their emails. It's at the bottom of their email. It's on our letterhead for our campus. It's some of the most prominent things they see when you walk into our campus. You see that vision statement. It's everywhere.
Why do you feel that the vision statement should be so visible within a campus?
Well, we want it to be seen so that we have that ability for everyone to feel it's part of them. It's part of our community. It's kind of how we all want to be. We all want to be part of that vision. We want to make sure that our kids are brought into that vision as well.
Okay. Specifically considering our school and our community, do you feel that the vision statement sufficiently addresses the challenges that our campus faces, and if so, how?
Sure, I would say that, yeah, it really matches what our community is looking for. We want to make sure that our kids are successful when they leave our campus, and that when they go out into the real world and have their own job, we want to make sure that they're able to meet the requirements of a job. We want to make sure that they're capable of doing what society asks them to do, And we feel that our vision statement and how we teach them to go the rest of their life, they'll be able to handle that using even just our vision statement of what we have an excellence for them to do.
So you feel like the vision statement that your campus has created, that you do feel that it is one that a person can take into the rest of their life?
Absolutely. I mean, it's, it's only asking them to be committed to excellence. So everything you do, you're making it the best. You're giving it 100% everything you do. It's even if you're flipping a hamburger at McDonald's, you're taking that and saying, I'm going to be the best hamburger flipper I can possibly be. It's if I'm going to be CEO, I'm going to be the best CEO. It's not a matter of something, well, it only applied when I was at school. It's something else now. No, this vision statement shows and goes above and beyond how they can use this the rest of their life.
Why do you feel that it's important to have a vision statement like that?
Well, it's important to have something to where you can get the kids to want to buy into it. You can start making successes out of them. You can start raising them up. I mean, it's not breaking them down. It's a matter of constantly lifting those students up to want to be better. And it's just one of those things. You need to have something so that the community can see it, so everyone else around can see how they need to act, how they're supposed to be, and we know we're proud of those that we send off.
Do you feel like the fact that we live in such a small community that a vision statement like this is important?
Definitely, especially in small town, you see everybody. It's not a matter of you can hide from a student nowadays. Here, it's you go to the store, you see them. When you go anywhere, you walk your neighborhood, you see the students. You're there, and they're there with you. If you're always excellent at what you do, then it shows them, oh, hey, look, well, I see this guy all the time. Okay, look at what he's doing. He still wants to do this, and he still shows that even outside of school. If they see other people doing what you're instructing them to in their own life outside of school, then they start saying, oh, it is okay to be like that. So even in small towns, small schools, it's important to have a vision statement that has a buy-in for kids to want to be part of.
Okay. How can you assist your campus with the stewardship of our vision, getting it into the minds and hearts of our entire school and community?
Well, I think it's still a matter of, it's showing it on a daily routine. It's that constant, if you're a professional, your professionalism shows to others. And students are the same way. When you treat kids good in the classroom, they treat you well in the classroom. It's that mutual respect you get. The vision statement and the stewardship of that vision statement are done the same way. It's a matter of, I'm going to show how this works, and they buy into it. And as long as you're presenting it well, the kids will. They will buy into this, and they will. They'll take care of it. And before you know it, they're finding that kid at lunch that sits by themselves, and they're sitting with that kid. And then it grows into something bigger, and it's more. And that's what we're looking for. We're looking for a way to get these kids to not just buy in, but own this vision statement.
Do you see this vision statement drive anything else on your campus? Is it just this vision statement, or that's just there and that they try to internalize, or do you see it where it makes up other parts of the student's day?
Well, I mean, even for us, the kids, they hear it in the morning announcements. They hear the statements that they do. They hear these things throughout the day. They see teachers acting this way, and we're constantly telling them that they can do these things and that they're excellence in what they do. And it grows into something more, because it doesn't just go down to this, well, I'm only going to do it in this classroom. I'm going to do it throughout everywhere. And before you know it, you're getting calls from a parent saying, hey, I don't know what you're doing, but man, my son's doing the same, or my daughter's doing better at home. These things they're starting to see. They're not picking on someone else. They've changed. They're not picking on their little sister anymore, or little brother. it changes how they do their whole life. It's not just a matter of their schoolwork anymore. Now they've increased it and gone higher and more above and beyond. Just in campus and at school, they've taken it to their home life.
Okay. Why do you feel that that is important? Why do you feel that taking this vision statement outside of the school walls is important?
Well, it's important to take everything that we do, everything we teach in class, we expect to go to the next level. I may be only sixth grade now, but I expect my sixth grade math to be successful in my class, but to take that to seventh grade. So when I'm teaching a lesson in sixth grade, I'm trying to align it to where my seventh grade team, they get it and they know where I left off and they know how to keep going. I expect my students to have not only that ability, but to take the leadership. I don't want them to all be behind everybody. I want them to stand in front and be a leadership, that leadership group. And that's what I want my students to be. I need them to be leaders, not just in the classroom and not just in math, not in just a subject, but I want them to take that aspect through all parts and the walks of life that they go through. I don't want it just to be this little part that they only know, well, it was only in Mr. Glisson's room that we did this. I want it to go on to where it goes to everybody else. Everybody should see this.
Okay. Are there resources available that could assist with the stewardship of your vision, getting the vision into the minds and hearts of our school and community?
Absolutely. I think for the most part, we definitely, on our campus, we show the vision statement and we manage it. They hear it all the time. If you get an email, it's on a lot of the emails. When it closes out, it has it up the tagline at the bottom. It's all around. We use it a lot. It's in the classroom. The kids use it. Students are using it, and well, were you using your LMS Pride? Were you using these? Were you doing something? And that's what we want. We want them to start seeing it. And it's that visibility of our vision statement that I think has been one of the greatest things that a campus could have. Because once the teachers buy into it, you get the students to buy in, and then the community's next. And so now the community's bought into it. And it's, okay, this really is making a difference. So I think we can definitely show visibility with it, and that's one of our greatest tools, is just being visible. So how teachers are visible with how we do things, I think that's one of our best ways and resources to get it out, just always showing it.
Okay. Do you feel like there is a difference in, say, the vision statement here at this campus compared to other campuses that you have taught on?
Absolutely. Before at another campus that I'd worked at, they would give you a long drawn out type of one that really never really seemed to ever change, and it was hard to get a buy-in to it because it really didn't ever make sense, and it really seemed more unrealistic. Where here, having everybody collaborate and get that feeling of, well, ownership to it, we were able to kind of feel like it's part of ourselves. We felt like we were part of it. The other campus, it was kind of one of those done behind a closed door, and okay, well, this is what it is, and that's all there is to it. It was just kind of shoved on teachers, and here we kind of had more of a say of, well, this is what we'd like, this is how we enjoy this kind of thing. Everybody would rather have that kind of buy-in where we didn't have it at the other campus.
All right, well, thank you very much for helping me today.
Thank you.
Hi, this is Shane Walker. He is a at-risk coordinator at a DAEP campus, and he is also a coach. And he's been in education for 6 years. Thank you for coming today.
Thanks for inviting me.
Are you aware of your campus vision statement?
Yes, I am aware of our campus vision statement.
Okay. And does your campus have a written vision statement?
Yes, we do. And it's that they commit to developing an exceptional educational community which dedicates its resources to prompting high academic and moral standards. This commitment prepares our students to successfully compete in an ever-changing technological and global society.
Okay, and when were you first introduced to this campus vision?
I was introduced to this vision, this campus vision statement when I went through new teacher orientation when I moved from my previous district to my new one.
Okay. And were you or have you ever been involved in the development of a revision or of a campus vision?
No, I have not had the opportunity to participate in the development of it or even a revision of one.
Okay. If you were given the opportunity, would you be willing to assist in reviewing the campus vision statement?
Yes, I think I would take the opportunity to assist in it because I think it's just one more experience that you can put under your belts to say that I've had that opportunity. If I ever left the classroom and went into administration, it gives you the opportunity to say that I know how to develop a vision statement.
Okay. Who do you feel should be involved in reviewing or developing a written campus vision statement?
I think it should be a variety of people who help you come up with this vision statement. I think all the way from your school board members, even stakeholders from the community, you know, your superintendent, administration, teachers. I think it should be a good collective group because that way you're getting other people's ideas out there. It's not just a one person, this is how it's gonna be. I think you're getting different ideas, kind of a melting pot of ideas.
Okay. Do you think that the development of a campus vision is a shared responsibility? And if so, who shares the responsibility?
Yes, I think it is a shared responsibility. I think it's the responsibility of everybody that's in that district to help provide the vision of what they want the district to be. You know, whether, you know, I just think that's the way it needs to be. I don't think it should just be one person. I think you give that one person, then it becomes too one-minded and this is how it's gonna be and there's no other decisions.
Okay. Having read the vision statement, what do you think it means?
The vision statement, I think it just says that we're gonna promote the highest possible learning environment that we can possibly give them with the resources. And I think that we are looking at a lot of technology. I think with the way society is today, technology is really big, and I think our vision statement wants to push technology into the classrooms and make it available for all of our students.
Okay. How do you feel like that the technology, you said that it's such a high priority nowadays. How do you feel like this vision statement, having the technology put into it, how do you think that will help them later on? How will that connect them to once they leave the walls of the school?
Well, I think it helps them when they leave because I think technology is such a part of society that it gives them the opportunity to learn how to use that technology before they leave the school. So they're getting that opportunity to use iPads, computers, you know, Google Chrome. They're learning how to do the little things with technology, so when they do leave, they already know how to do it. And so your companies or whatever, or when they go to college, they can say, oh, I already know how to use that. You know, you may be able to go help somebody else, or they may be able to help somebody when they get to college. So I think it just helps them out in the long run.
Okay. Do you know where a student or a faculty member or a parent could get a copy of the written vision statement?
Yes, they can find ours on our school website, but also we have a Bullseye Handbook, which is just our school code of conduct wrapped up in one document. So that's at the beginning of the beginning of the handbook, where it just talks about, you know, our vision statement, motto, all the different kinds of things.
Okay. Specifically considering your school and community, do you feel that the vision statement sufficiently addresses the challenges that your campus faces, and if so, how?
Yes, I do believe that it addresses the challenges that our campuses has, because we're trying to get a higher education. We're trying to push our kids to go on to the next level, making sure that our kids are college ready or even career ready. The school that I'm in, we're at we're kind of like in a rural area, so a lot of the kids are taking a lot of ag classes. We have a lot of ag and other different types of things. So I think we're addressing the issues of everyone with computer technology. We're just trying to make it so they're prepared, whether it be to go to college or go into the work field. So I think that our vision statement does meet all the challenges that our campus has.
Okay. I also had mentioned that you are a coach. How do you feel like your vision statement can then be carried into your coaching profession?
Well, I think it carries into your coaching profession because your vision statement is like your theme. So whatever that may be, each year, you come up with a new theme. Like for example, this year my theme, and I'm the girls basketball coach, we use the term BURN, which is you gotta believe, unite, respect, and then, I don't even remember, never give up. And so it's one of those things where you just have to, you see it written every day and you remind the girls this is what it is. And so it becomes internal and it's just something that we do all the time. So I think it goes hand in hand when you're coaching and you're teaching with a vision statement, because the more you talk about it and you have it in front of you, the more that the kids and the community will start believing in that vision.
Okay. How can you assist your campus with the stewardship of the vision, getting it into the minds and hearts of the entire school community?
Well, like I just said with the coaching on your last question, I think the more you talk about it and the more you put it out in front of people, the more that you can show the community, look, this is the vision that we're going with, or this is the direction we're going with, and this is how we want things to happen. So I think the more you put it out there, talk about it, have it posted inside your school, have it on your emails, or just have it anywhere where it can be seen, or you talk about it on a regular basis, I think is how you get it into the minds and the hearts of your entire community.
Okay. Do you feel like there's a difference in, say, your vision for your campus compared to the vision of what you do within coaching, or do you feel like you take part of that vision from your school and incorporate it into your coaching and your program?
I think there's some similarities and there's some differences. As a coach, we're not just wanting to win games, we want to see them have success, whether it's learning how to do a new skill, or we want them to get the gratification. It's not about us. We don't do it because we do it because we love the kids and we want to share our knowledge with them. So I think there are some similarities and differences. As teachers, we like being around the kids and we like seeing the kids progress, teaching a kid the first time how to do a multiplication. But it's kind of hard to explain the similarities and differences, but I think there are similarities and differences between the two. It's just, they kind of go hand in hand sometimes.
Okay. Do you feel like because you are on a DAEP campus, do you feel like the vision statement is a little bit more important with dealing with those students who are struggling?
Yeah, I think it is more important because 9 times out of 10 the kids that I see on a daily basis are kids who have made a bad decision and who are maybe on the wrong path. And so our vision statement of making a higher education is they may not think that they have the opportunity for that higher education. And as an at-risk coordinator, it's my job to kind of guide them back into that way of thinking that, look, just because I made one bad decision doesn't mean that is going to haunt me in my education, that I'll be able to get the higher education and go on to do something that I may not have thought that I would be able to.
Okay. Are there resources available that could assist with the stewardship of your vision, getting the vision into the minds and hearts of the school community?
Yeah, I think it's just, some resources are just having the people who created that vision go out and, talk about it, or, have people come in to your community who are leaders in that field or in that subject, or just somebody who's from the outside who maybe agrees with your vision statement come in and just talk to the community and say, this is why their vision statement is good, because we've seen not necessarily this exact vision statement, but we've seen ideas from this one go out into the communities and other people's communities and be successful. So I think it's just a variety of resources, but you know, resources is not always how much money do we have to spend. There's a lot of people who will go around and talk for, you know, they go around and talk just because they want to. And so that's one of those things where, you know, there's resources that are free and there's resources that cost. It's just how bad do you want to find those resources?
And also with, I know that you had mentioned that you had been at another campus and you came in. How is this vision statement different than, say, the vision statement that you came from? If you were to be an administrator, and knowing now two different types of visions, what do you feel like are things that you would want to implement?
I think the biggest thing is just making the community understand that we're gonna put the education first and foremost, because we want them to send their kids to our school, because we're gonna put in front of them the best education that we possibly can. And I think that's one thing that everybody has to buy into is we're in the business to give them education, and it's not just to pass a test or teach to a test. We're trying to teach our kids how to be prepared to go into the real world. And on the same side as coaching, we're teaching these young men and young women how to be adults, whether it be, you know, I coach football as well. We want them to be the best father they can be in the future, or husband, or just it's one of those things where I think your vision statement needs to be something that you believe in. And if you're in a campus where you don't believe in that vision statement, maybe try and address that issue, just bring up, you know, hey, I think this is not where our district is really going. We may wanna, you know, just revise it.
All right, well, thank you very much for helping me today.
Thank you very much.
Hello, my name is Ramona Glisson, and I am a candidate in the EDLD program at Lamar University. As I reflect on the interviews with the staff from LaGrange ISD, which included Assistant Principal Regina Walker, 6th grade math teacher David Glisson, and at-risk coordinator for DAEP, Shane Walker, I was able to get a better understanding of how the campus worked using collaborative thinking to come up with a vision statement. When I looked at the development of a vision, I started with Assistant Principal Regina Walker. Ms. Walker stated that she and the principal at the middle school were both new, so they wanted to get the entire staff in on the new vision. They emailed every teacher and had them respond with 3 words. After they received those 3 words, they looked at every word that was returned to them. Once they figured out what the 3 words that were most commonly used among the staff, they came up with a new vision statement. The vision statement they came up with is inspiring all students to be committed to excellence. They were able to get their entire staff in on making a common vision statement that everyone could agree on. I then met with David Glisson. Mr. Glisson discussed how the vision statement was created by his campus and how it is the driving force for all areas of their campus. He explained that he felt the vision statement is a strong statement because not only is it something that can be applied to school, it is something that the students are able to carry with them once they actually leave the 4 walls of the school. He feels that if they can drive this home to the students now, they can take this as guidance in everything they do in their life. Mr. Walker was able to show how the vision statement on his part of the campus applies to helping with the struggling students that he deals with every day. Also, he discussed how a vision statement can also be carried out into the athletic department. When all 4 people were asked about the responsibility of developing a vision statement and how it was shared, they all agreed that that development of the vision statement has a shared responsibility. That to have buy-in from your staff, you need to be a part of what you are creating. When it comes to the articulation of the vision statement, looked at what does your vision statement mean? Where can the vision statement be found or obtained a copy of that statement? And how using innovative thinking can promote the vision statement. When speaking with Mrs. Walker, the middle school has printed out the vision statement and has it posted right inside the front of the entrance of the middle school, so it can be seen every day when anyone walks into the school at any given time. Most of the vision statements are posted on the school websites and can be found in the school's handbook that is given out to every student at the beginning of the year. Also, it can be found on the letterhead and in taglines of emails, so that parents can also see the vision that is being set for their child. When asked the question, what does your vision statement mean? They all answered with similar answers, but they were all different in the aspects of answering that question. When it came to the implementation of that vision statement, they had great responses to those questions. The implementation of the vision statement has to be an all-in approach to getting the vision statement across to the students, the parents, and the community. They all felt that their vision statement addressed the challenges that they face in their district on a daily basis. They believe that the vision statements that are in place are focused on helping the students be successful in all aspects of their life. When it comes to the stewardship of a vision, it is important that everyone puts in their fullest potential in getting the vision statement across to the students, the parents, and also the community. You want everyone to know where the school stands, showing the students, parents, and community that you agree with this statement. You are showing them that you are on board with what the school is trying to get across to the students. During this interview process, I felt that the people I interviewed were well prepared on the questions that I asked. They were able to explain what is needed for a school to create a new, positive vision statement that everyone agrees on and that everyone believes in, so that the school can have the greatest impact on each and every student that year. The only thing I would change is to maybe ask another person who worked at a different campus so that we could clearly look at 3 different vision statements. This way, we could compare how the 3 different vision statements could be applied to the students once they have left the school setting. Through this experience, I was able to gain valuable insight into what it takes to create a positive vision statement that everyone can agree on. I was able to learn that everyone in the school needs to be involved in the development, the implementation, the articulation, and the stewardship of a vision statement for the school. As a future administrator, I will take with me what it takes to create that vision statement. What are the best ways to implement that statement? And how can we show the community how important that vision statement is to the community and to the school? I really enjoyed being able to see the whole vision statement and how it was taken from the development stages all the way through the implementation stage. I saw that once the statement is created, it should then be the driving force of all aspects of your campus, from the behavior to the classroom to your extracurricular activities, and finally into the real world of our students. A true, strong vision statement will become a student's motto in life.